For first and foremost,
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
like to, thank you for coming on my podcast.
absolutely,
So with your
absolutely.
story, can you let the people know your name and a little background behind what you do?
I mean, I do a lot. All right. Well, my name is Jerry. I have a podcast myself. It's called It's Debatable, bro. It's
Oh,
really about sports and entertainment and things like that, but we revamping it. So I'm clearing some things up. I wanted to take the curses out because our old coach and I was like, "Oh man, Jerry, your show was nice, but I had the kids in the car, man. You was
oh,
talking, you was cussing up." So I'm like, maybe I need to, kind of
mm,
critique it a little bit, or just do my own thing and then tell them, well, don't have your kids listen to it. So I'm
that's
trying to get that together, but I'm also a chef. Chef Jay is coming really soon. I got some things coming with that. If anybody's listening on the page, whatever, y'all see my food, you watch my stories, I get busy.
all right.
So
So what kind of food do you cook?
everything, Caribbean style, Italian style, Mexican, American, hood food, So I
Okay.
do a little bit of everything. There's nothing that I can't do, and I bake too. Like I do cakes and stuff like that. Yeah,
Hard
I'm
to
a
find
Renaissance
somebody
man.
that cook and bake.
Oh, I do it all.
Nice, nice, nice.
I do it all. I
Okay.
make stuff from scratch, like the beef patties and stuff like that, all from scratch. Everything.
Nice. Are
Yeah.
you into any vegan stuff?
That too, I can do that too. I mean, really, all you really got to do is you can use the same spices. You just substitute the meat for like shiitake mushrooms or
Yeah.
lion's mane mushroom if you're trying to do a steak, stuff like that. So it's all different things. You can do the same thing with just substitute the meat.
So if
But
somebody
yeah,
wants to book you for that service,
yeah,
where would they go?
man. Listen, you were. It depends. So I haven't really started up a page, which I was supposed to. I know y'all probably like, yo, this dude ain't serious. I'm truly serious. I haven't started up a page, but most people just get me on Facebook, which is Jerry McManus. So they just inbox me, Jerry McManus. But I will be putting an Instagram page up and also having a natural Facebook page as well.
Sounds like
Yeah.
2024 is in motion.
Oh, listen, man, amazing. It's coming. Everything. I'm not gonna say it's coming. Say it's here because I've built so much. I've got so much to start everything off with. So I mean, it's already there. You'll see soon. You'll see.
Speak it into existence. Well, I'm
Indeed.
pescatarian, so if you want me to try something, you
Oh,
next.
easy money. Absolutely. Oh, so you just with the fish and the shrimp and stuff like that. I get it.
Hmm.
Easy food to digest. I totally understand.
The only thing I'm not with, because I haven't had it good yet, is the mac and cheese. I gotta have regular mac and cheese.
I understand that. I mean, I've had vegan mac and cheese in DC. It
Mhm.
wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It was in the middle, but it wasn't like real
Okay.
cheese to me. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
cool though, but the cheese was like it tasted a little bit like sandpaper, like they crushed up sandpaper.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was like crunchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not with it yet. I'm gonna get there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, my nose a little stuffy. You okay?
Listen, we hear you, Anita Baker. We hear you. On my
Yeah.
own. It's all
All
good.
right.
We rocking
So
with you.
this show is about your family history, your
Mm-hmm.
roots, and your upbringing.
Gotcha.
So I just wanted to get a little into that. Like, how do you feel you were raised growing up? Did you have any siblings?
Mm-hmm.
And if so, how did you get along with those siblings?
You ready?
Yeah,
You sure? I look, I'm the
ready.
seventh out of nine kids, so you picked somebody perfect for this episode. Yeah, I'm the seventh out of nine. I grew up in a house with all my sisters and brothers.
Nice.
Very interesting because my mother, you know, um, and my father was very I mean, very amazing people. My mother is, I mean, she's great. My dad's a very interesting person. So me and my brothers and sisters, we are very different. It's three boys and six girls. So it was crazy. People always say, "Oh, you got your hair still." I'm like, "Yeah, I grew up with girls." So my sisters like taught me so much about maintaining and taking care of different things and made
Mm-hmm.
me a really clean guy. Not like they did it specifically, but it's like it just happened. But it was wild, man. I grew up wild. I grew up wild. My mother was a drug dealer at a point in time, and my
Oh,
father was a drug dealer who then turned to be a drug addict. Being in the mix of that. So um, it was crazy. Like there was times where people could pay extra money to, get high in the basement.
uh,
So that's why I said you. That's why when I saw you last episode, I was like, she has no idea who she just got to this show. You wanted to turn this into something. This is gonna be
yeah.
the episode. So it was wild, man, but we had a great time. Really tough. Like it was really tough and at times because it made me a hustler. It made me somebody who didn't want to always ask for stuff. You know, my mother had so many other people that depended on her. So even though I'm one of the youngest, I was one of the hardest working. You know, I was out selling papers and sweeping up here at the barbershop. And what else was I doing? Carrying bags from the store to gather money to bring it home to feed my family. I was like 7, 8 years old feeding my household because by that time my mom wasn't selling drugs and my dad was off and dealing with multiple women and all that kind of stuff he was doing. And so it was like up to like the boys to like really pitch in
Did you
to
say
like
7 years old?
yeah about 7, 8. I was outside getting busy.
Nice.
Yeah, like, I mean I was even by the time I was like 12 or 13, I was staying outside all night long. And people don't believe this, but it's true. I never sold drugs. I was a ball player, so I was so focused on playing ball. I was so focused on helping my mother and the siblings under me, like making sure that they had stuff for school because we went without, or we had to get things passed down, or had like a coach who, just really cared for me to make sure that I had the different things that I needed. But crazy upbringing, man. I mean, the nights, the things that I experienced, the fights. We once had block fights, like a family fighting the whole family in the middle of the street. You
What?
know what I'm saying? Like no bull, like crazy stuff, man. Like all kinds of stuff, like crazy stuff. Like I'm telling you, some of my experiences growing up, I mean, are amazing. I have very long-term friends that I met since I was probably like about 8, 9 years old too. So real wild stuff, man. The household was crazy. Our house parties, my mom used to have my sisters have house parties. One time where I remember it was so many people, the floor was caving in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. And some of the situations that I experienced with my sisters and their relationships and stuff like that I saw too.
So you
So
had to fight some people?
no, I was probably too young, but I would have whooped they, you know what I mean, if I was big enough, but at the time, no. But one of my sisters had a boyfriend that was from another neighborhood. This is the 90s, and back then guys didn't play that kind of stuff. You can't come see girls from another neighborhood. And I was young, so I didn't understand it. But as I got older, I kind of understood what I mean. It was corny to me, but I get it. But they like almost beat him to death in front of my eyes. I watched him bleed in front of my eyes. So it like changed my perspective about things and how, not to trust people. Just a lot of stuff was happening during those years, man. That would, kind of create trauma. Like I had another sister who was engaged and I was 14 at the time and he was murdered. So what I mean like the energy in the house starts
Right.
to, what I mean? You start seeing stuff, you start growing up and then you start to become, so taken back or not trusting, you
Mhm.
know? So I feel like my upbringing has so many different twists and turns, but I turned out good. I say I made it through some stuff, but
So
I
would you
did
say
good.
your older siblings like kind of mirrored your parents, like with raising you? Like I know I was the oldest in my family, so I was kind of like the mom when my mom was at work.
Yeah, yeah. I won't say that. Nah,
Okay.
because um like I was a grown man as a kid. I never had a childhood.
Mm,
So I wouldn't say that. So because I started working early. I started fending for myself really early. Like my older brother, he's the oldest. He definitely tried to help. He instilled different values in me, but it's a brother,
mhm.
not a father. And so I couldn't really accept that from him in a way. You know what I mean? He used to, beat me up too much for me to look at him like a dad. So but he definitely groomed me and just by watching his moves. But my older sisters didn't, they was so focus on themselves. Everybody was fending for themselves, but we were down with each other. But we just
Right,
know we
right.
got to, get it on our own. So I won't say that anybody was like a parent, but if somebody did something to me or something like that, then my sisters would definitely, come out. Or my brother, they would show up for me. But I would say mostly my
Exactly.
brother, probably more like a father figure. I would say, yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Do you have a particular nationality?
We don't know. We
Okay.
don't know. So many people ask so many different questions about that. I know my mother says that my grandmother was 100% Indian. Her mother's mother, but everybody says that's who's black. But I've heard many different things that could be tied into my lineage. Dominican, Haitian, super black. You see how black I am, but you see my complexion, you see my skin, so You never know. You know what I mean? It's a little
Right.
bit of peanut butter going on here. You know what I mean? I was dipped in Jesus juice. So
Um,
I don't know. I really don't know. It's been a lot of talk. Because I know that like my mother's father's side, they don't know anything after a certain point, and then my mother's side don't know too much after a point. But I know my dad's side, they're like black Irish, and then Irish like completely white. And it sounds crazy, right? And my last name is McManus. So
very
and my
interesting.
dad said my grandmother Ruby is completely Irish. I've never met her. She died, many years before I was around. But yeah, she was completely Irish.
So were you interested in finding out more about that, or was it just the hey, we here? I'm not really too interested about my ancestors.
You know what? I was at a point in time, but then I had so much research that when they did these different tests, that they may not be correct, and
Right.
that there was different breaches and stuff with your ID, with your your DNA stuff like that, and say, oh, so when you do these tests, these people just getting money from you. Now, I'm not gonna say all of them, but I'm saying some of the sites like excuse me, I can't remember the name of it, but not like 23andMe because that's one of like the real ancestral. I think they could be correct for the most part, but I'm just a skeptical person. But when I was in my early 20s, I really wanted to know. But that stuff wasn't really around for me that,
Right.
it wasn't as accessible, to the point. But later, as you get older, some things to stop meaning as much to you, but you still have those thoughts. You still have those thoughts where you want to know, like, if let's say we are from Africa, right?
Yeah.
You want to know what tribe you come from. You want to know what area, like whether it's West Africa or East Africa. You want to kind of know what you're connected to, or if anybody anywhere else. You kind of do want to know. So
Diseases that may have been in the family.
right,
Okay.
yeah. Like when it comes to like is your family more prone to this based on the lineage where they come from? How many people have this, or they, what is your bloodline connected to? You kind of start realizing it when you watch other people go through different things, and you go, well, damn, they had that, they had that, they had that. So maybe but I think we all got different things that's definitely dormant from our past people, just based on what we eat, drink,
Mm.
environments, all of that, then pushes it to come out. But I feel like everything starts from the past. So I've definitely had many thoughts about, where I'm from. And I would love, let's say I am from Africa, right? I don't
Yeah.
100% believe that, but I don't know if you want to go too deep in that.
Uh-oh.
But you would say, uh-oh.
That
But let's
sounds like
just
a
say that
part two.
yeah, let's just say that we are, right? I would want to know. I would want to know what exact part am I from? What am I connected to? So I
Mm.
have an understanding, like I've heard things like if your phenotype is more narrow, you're more close to let's say more of a desert area. Or let's say like your phenotype is more open, like your nostrils are more flare, then you live closer to the water. See, I've done these studies of this, but I
Nice.
just got to a point where I stopped having that full desire to want to connect to it because you start getting so focused on your life and building your own life that gets caught behind sometimes.
All right. So talking about building your own life, you mentioned that you have a family.
Indeed.
Can you tell me a little about them and like your practices for how you instill family values into them?
Oh, you mean my kids?
Yeah, your kids.
Okay, so I don't have a family. I say I just have my kids. I'm a single man,
Okay.
but I have two children by the same woman. I'm not a whole guy. Just joking. If you got kids by other people, it doesn't mean you're home. I'm just messing around. But I got two kids by the same woman. I don't know why I said that again, but anyway, my son he'll be 18 December 30th, and my daughter should be 14 May 10th. So I instill everything into them. I don't really try. I try to give them some of the things that I didn't have as a child, but I try to give them more of the information that I didn't have as a child. And
Right.
I got a text today. My son was like, you know what? You the realest dad. You just so dope for nothing. I don't know why he said that. I don't know what I said to him earlier, but I'm at work and I'm working. I'm working on these accounts, and I hear the thing go off. I look, he made my day, But I try to really let them know to respect themselves, believe in yourself, know that there's nothing that you actually can't do. Now, whatever limitations that there are, you created it.
Exactly.
No one told me that about your mind, about positive thinking, and how you go about things and the environment, stuff like that. No
Right.
one taught me about credit. Those conversations never came up. So I try to have them every chance that I get, meaningfully, not just bust out. Hey, you want to keep your credit score. Not like that. Like there's something happening, and then we go into those. Like when we drive in, let's say we go into the mall or something. we'll have a game, but it's an intellectual game that we're doing as we talking, driving. So I feel like I built some amazing little people, amazing little people. They got a good mom too, but I feel like I built some amazing little people. I know most of who they are definitely came from me for certain. Word, I know that. I know it did because I don't shut up with them. I'm always on them about different things because I didn't really have that. I had extreme freedom.
Right. So would you say
Yeah,
that you grew up um hmm, more self-sufficient? Like,
absolutely,
okay.
absolutely. So I was working. I mean, I was going to school, right? And at this time, my house was being condemned. So let's say I'm 16. I'm living by myself. The house is being condemned, but my mom is allowing me to stay there because I'm still going to school. I'm not trying to leave. I'm playing ball. I got a job at Burger King. So I get off the school bus. I go home. I get my clothes. I can't let nobody see me in my Burger King gear. So I go get my Burger King gear.
How
I
much
put that
was
in
you
my bag.
making? 425?
No, I made like $5, five something at this time. Oh, you think
Okay.
I'm that old? I'm not that old. I just turned 39. Okay, I turned 39 October 18th, so I'm not that old. But yeah, you talking about like the night, like 1995. This was like 2001. I graduated 2002, so this is like
Okay.
2001, 2002. So yeah, I was making like 575, something like that at the time.
I see.
It worked though. I had, I had the freshest gear. I was doing good, living by myself. My mom maintained the bills, which wasn't much at the time because we was on Section 8, but she left. It was a lot, but I wasn't leaving. I wasn't going to go stay with my sisters and all that. I just didn't want to, be in that environment. I just wanted to be where I was at. So I go to work, catch the bus to school. I don't want to be other places. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to move around.
Right.
So I didn't want to do that, but yeah,
So question,
yeah. What's up?
if you were to talk to your younger self, what would you tell that person?
As good as you think you are, you're way better. You're way smarter than you think you are. You're
Okay.
way smarter. And if you block out the noise, and I blocked out a lot, but if you block out specific noise instead of all the noise, you would have everything you want at this point. I
That is
just wish that I would have, you know what I mean? Like block some of the noise out that because sometimes the enemy comes to deter you when you're great.
for sure.
When you walk with that energy, like that when like people know when you get around how you talk, how you carry yourself, how women respond to you, men treat you a certain way, how men respond to you, how women, respond to you, how you just carry yourself as a person. I was always kind of mature, so I just feel like if I had the ability to quiet some of the noise,
Mhm.
there's no telling what I would have done. I had plenty of opportunity to do a lot of things, but I always let different things throw me off at different points. So worrying about somebody else that I probably you know, should have focused on myself at the time period.
So you say that, you started fending for yourself around the age 7.
Indeed.
Oh, what were some things that you were cooking for yourself?
Oh, no problem. I was the hot dog king. I made a lot of hot dogs. I made pause because I know people petty. Um, I I made the household like food that was I was supposed to get when I went to the store. I can tell you back to back. I can even tell you my house number at the time. My phone number was 777-1512. Go to the store, Jay, get $3 worth of bologna, $2 worth of cheese, a loaf of bread, and a 3-liter soda.
Hey, yeah.
That was the I remember because I was like this little soldier. So always, you know what I mean, go. And I had people older than me, but it was like my mom just had this thing with me. And she just felt like,
That's awesome.
he'll figure it out. But yeah, so I was doing that, I was making that. What else I could make? Oh, I used to love these gyros that used to come from Save a Lot. I don't even think they sell them anymore. But they used to be these gyros in a pink box. I could hook you up with one of them. I could hook it up. I could hook it up.
Yeah, so wait, the gyro already came made, or you had to put
It
it
was
together?
already prepared. I don't. That's why I said I don't even think they make them anymore. Like they was
Mm.
already prepared in a pink box. They was laid. I mean, the cream, everything was like the tiki sauce. They come out of the box. It's already set. You just put it in the oven, and you know what I'm saying. Got like 20 minutes, and you straight. It was
Yeah.
amazing too. But I was cooking a lot of stuff. But by the time I was like 16 is when it got real. When I started like impressing girls and stuff like that. Oh my God, you can cook? Yeah, girl, I got, a little razzle dazzle.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. So you know how like, back in the day, if you at
Yeah.
school and you have like hand-me-downs or something on, they're gonna go in on you. Did you ever have
Absolutely.
to deal with that?
No, because I could fight. I could fight.
Okay.
I could fight. So it's like, even if you know something old on me, you kind of want to think about it. Like, do I
Right.
really want to, crack on this dude and he might crack me? So I don't think that people really did that, but I absolutely had hand me down. And me and a couple of my friends, we shared clothes, So absolutely. But time high school came, I started figuring out how to get money. So I was one of the fly dudes then. But yeah, in middle school, elementary, oh, for sure. Definitely right. Fifth grade, I remember one guy cracking on me. I never told this story, but I'm gonna tell it to you.
Okay.
So,
Exclusive.
you know, at the time, yeah, I'll give you a gem. At the time, I'm at this age where I'm starting to notice clothes, right? I'm
Mhm.
starting to notice, name brands and stuff like that. And my mom come home with these sneakers, and I liked them. I thought they was fly. She like, here, JD, I'm like, oh mom, oh I love these. Oh, this is nice. I asked her, what they call? Now, it's the first time I ever asked her about the name of a shoe. I never asked her stuff like that. So in her head, this is a conversation we had later. She was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. He's caring about brands. So I'm
Mhm.
like, what they call? She said, these the ones you can name yourself, baby. I said, I said, I can? Oh, these the J's. Oh, they go, oh, these is J's. It's on. I go to school the next day.
They went in on you.
Yo, check out on Bobos. Yo, those is Bobos. I'm like, huh? No, my mom said these. I didn't need myself. These ain't boys. These are J's. My dumb ass. I'm like, no, this is not it. No, my mom said I can name myself. These is mine. Man, they laughed so hard. I went home. I said, you played me. You played me. These is Bobos.
She
She
tried.
laughed so hard. I'm
I
not you
bet.
laughing, but I got laughed at. You know what I'm saying? So I never told that story. Sometimes I really kind of forget about it. But yeah, she told me these are the sneakers that you can name yourself. I will never forget that ever, ever forget that.
It's
But
hilarious.
but yeah, you coming to that age where you start noticing, like, you want to look good now. At first, I
Yeah.
didn't care, but yeah, she played me. She played me.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up because my nose just keeps running. So we definitely gonna have to do a part two. Um,
Anytime.
yeah, but before we go, can
What's up?
you leave someone off with some gems if they're a new parent or they're dealing with something with their family?
Oh, indeed. Listen, what I'll say is this, right? It don't matter how things get or how bad it is. It's nothing that you can't make it through. If you couldn't, you wouldn't experience it. If you couldn't make it through it, you wouldn't experience it. And especially as far as being a parent, understand that your children aren't you. They're not even for you. They have their own thing going on. They're here for their own purpose. Your job is just to guide them the best possible as you can. Don't
Right.
take who they are personal, whoever they choose to be, whatever you're shaping them to be. You just make sure you're doing the right things by them. And whatever happens, however it's supposed to happen, it will happen correctly. And that's what you got to do.
That's some awesome sauce. So can you let them know how to reach you one more time?
Yo, my name is Jerry McManus. If you're on Facebook, I will be having other pages come. You can go on audiomac.com and listen to some of my previous episodes. It's debatable, bro. It's many up there for many different topics, many different subjects. Also, I have music as well. I'm a poet.
Right?
Um, yeah, I'm a poet. I compose music. I write. I'm an artist. I do so much. My artist name is Mr. Sharp. You can go on any platform and listen to any of my music and enjoy yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna check that
Indeed,
out now.
you should.
All right. So have a good one. We're definitely doing a part two.
Anytime.